who regularly feeds a bunch of people on Sunday night. 5,000 is a lot. I can't imagine. But it says, now when Jesus heard this, and he's referring to some bad news about his friend John the Baptist, he withdrew from there in a boat to a deserted place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them and cured their sick. When it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a deserted place, and the hour is now late. Send the crowds away so that they may go into the villages and buy some stone soup for themselves." And Jesus said to them, "They need not go away. You give them something to eat." They replied, "We have nothing here but 5 loaves and 2 fish." And he said, "Bring them here to me." Then he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass. Taking up the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples, and the disciples gave them to the crowds. And all ate and were filled, and they took up what was left over of the broken pieces, 12 baskets full. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. So there was really more than 5,000.
Hey, you ready for fun? We're going to play Let's Make a Deal. How many of you remember Let's Make a Deal? Okay, Let's Make a Deal is all about sharing with one another things that we already have with us, right? So that's what this whole story about is for Jesus, is talking about how do we show up for one another, how do we share with one another, and how do we become community with one another. And that's what we're going to play on Let's Make a Deal and get a feel for what it means to be in community with one another. So I'm going to need 3 contestants for this game today. And I'm thinking that I need somebody who has a flowered shirt on that wants to get a candle. Anybody got a flowered shirt on that wants to have a candle? You have a flowered shirt on. Anybody else? It's you, I think. Come on up. Here's your candle. You get a candle just for wearing a flowered shirt. Isn't that great? Aren't you glad you showed up this morning? Okay. Well, you stand right here while I get some more contestants, okay? Can you just stand right there? What about somebody who has a credit card? I think somebody with a credit card should exchange that for this thing of coffee. Who wants to play? You want to play? Come on up. Wow, really? Nobody has a credit card? There you go. I just stand right here, and we'll get back to you. Can I have the mic in a little bit? And one more contestant for today. One more. Let's see, somebody who has a blue plaid shirt on today. Does anybody have a blue plaid shirt? I see a blue plaid shirt. I also see one back here. Earl's got one on. You've got one on. You want to play? No? You really don't? Okay. Earl, you want to play? Come on up, Earl. Here you go. You get a thing of chocolate. So if you'll stand over here, just by showing up, you guys get to participate in this game. Isn't that fun? Aren't you glad you came? Well, we've got some rules to this game. For those of you who know how Let's Make a Deal works, what we do is we trade what we have and who we are for participation in the game. And there are some fun things to do with the game. Rebecca's going to be here to help you, all the folks in the congregation who are not our contestants today. You get to participate today too. Rebecca, you want to tell them how?
Yep. When I hold this sign up, I'm going to ask everybody to go, hooray! So let's practice, right? Hooray! When I hold this one up, we're going to go, wah, wah. Okay, ready? Okay, we're going to practice. It's going to be high speed. Ready? Hooray!
You tried to trick him. Yay! I think you got it down. Are you ready to participate? Yeah! Okay, and now we also have Will Howell, who is going to be the person who shows us these marvelous packages up here. Carol Merrill, exactly. So the rules to this game are that you have to decide whether or not you want to keep the gifts you've already gotten, or if you might want to exchange them for the gifts that are up here. But first, let us get a feel for who you folks are. Can you turn around and face the congregation? You want to tell us your name and something about yourself?
My name's Hannah, and I have 2 brothers.
Okay, and how old are you, Hannah? What grade are you in?
4th and I'm 10.
Good, okay,
My name is Anne, and I have 3 daughters and 6 grandchildren.
awesome.
My name is Earl. I'm married to Nancy over there with the phone camera. And I have a son and a daughter here in Omaha.
All right, it's nice to meet you. Okay, so Hannah, you were the first one chosen today, so you get your choice on this table up here. Would you like to trade in that candle, or do you like your candle enough that you just want to keep it? You can keep it, or you can trade it in for first choice of any of those boxes on this table, right here. Trade. You want to ask advice to the congregation? Yeah? No, you can give the candle to...
Cold one.
Okay, now just tell them which one you want.
Which
you
one
don't
would
have
you
to open
like?
it.
This
Okay.
one? Okay.
Come-
She's
okay.
chosen the gold one.
She's trading in. What is her prize, Carol?
Oh, it's a $10 piggy bank.
Rob, show her what she's won. Rob, show her what she's won. It's $10 in a piggy bank. Yeah, no, wrong one. That one. All right, you wanna? Let's see. What's it say here? Have you ever been to Las Vegas? Ah, well, so maybe the piggy bank isn't as important as what's in it, huh? Maybe. What's in it?
A fake $10 bill.
A fake $10 bill. Well, you know, we hold those because they represent real things. So how about that? A Target gift certificate for $10. Woo! What do you think? Was that a good trade? Was it worth it? Did you really want that candle, or now you can pick whatever you want at Target, right? Was it a good trade?
Kind of.
Kind of good trade. All right. Well, if you hold on to that just a minute, we'll go through the rest of the contestants, and then if you don't think it's like the best trade ever, maybe you might want to trade again later on. Okay, so you think about that while we go to the next player. Anne, what do you think? Do you want to hold on to that Javalia coffee, which is so awesome, or would you like to trade up?
Keep it.
What do you think? You only got 2 boxes left to trade.
The toolbox.
Toolbox.
Oh, okay.
Woo!
Oh,
Rob, you want to show what
sidewalk
you got?
chalk.
Sidewalk chalk.
Nice.
Sidewalk chalk and a sidewalk chalk paint is what that is. Isn't that awesome?
Do you have a sidewalk?
Yay! Is that creative? All right. Okay, Earl, do you want to keep your chocolate, or do you want to go ahead and trade it up for the 1 box that's left? You will trade it up. Go on up and trade up with Will.
All right. Ooh. The box. I'm gonna have to, yes, step to the side a little bit.
Wah,
It's
Well,
been nice
you got
knowing
last choice, Earl. I'm afraid you got the zonk on that one. But you know what's good about this zonk? It's a goat, but you know what? It's not really a zonk because we're going to donate that goat in your name to a village that can use it for milk and for sustainability on their farm. So yay, Earl, thank you so much for playing, but I'm afraid you've been eliminated from the last round. All right. Thank you. Thanks for, oh, you know what? You do get a consolation prize. All right. So how's it going so far? Are we having fun? All right. Okay, we have 2 contestants left, and they all have some pretty great prizes. What do you think? Do you want to hold on to those prizes and take them home, or do you want to take a chance and go for those boxes over there on that table? Will, Hal, I think you have a future. Okay, well, hold on a second. We're going to wait and take some time to think about this. Are you sure? First of all, you're standing on the very edge. I would hate to have you trade in for something that you didn't really want. So I want you to think about that. Maybe have another opportunity?
Any prize you want, except that one.
Yeah, you can have the yellow one. I'm just saying. I want you to think about it. Are you sure?
Oh, this one? Okay. $25.
Yeah, $25. That was the big winner for the day. Hannah, you did it. So you traded in your 10 and you got 25. What do you think? Good deal? All right, so you have to give me back your $10 gift certificate. Is it already up there? Okay, here's your 25. Woo! Good winner. Thank you so much for playing. You did really well today. Give me a handshake. All right. Now you can have a seat. Everybody clap for Hannah.
That's the only thing.
Okay, and you get your choice. You can pick the yellow one if you want, or you can pick the other one. I'm just saying. You get your choice. Or you can keep your sidewalk chalk and your sidewalk wand. The sidewalk chalk? Sure they do. I just picked it up. Target. You're going to trade it up?
This one? Okay. Oh!
Yay! A money tree. How much is in that money tree? Rob, thank you. How many are up there? Can you count them? 50? No, not quite. We only have so big of a budget for worship planning.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
There you go, but they're $1 bills. They're $1 bills, so if there are 10 of them, then how many do you have, Ann? You get a $10 gift certificate to Target. Yay! Yeah, now you can buy your sidewalk chalk at Target. So that's fabulous. Okay, how many of you are interested in knowing what's in the yellow box? Ah, should we have let them pick that, do you think?
The yellow box?
How many people have lost so far? None. So when you participate in life or a game or whatever it is that you participate in life, who really is the loser? No one. Because just showing up, you participate in life. And when you participate in life, you've already changed that life by being a part of it. And that's what our gospel is all about today. It's about showing up. Jesus showed up. People showed up to hear Jesus. People prayed with Jesus. People spoke with Jesus. They conversed with one another. They got to know each other as they were sitting on the side of that mountain. And in that conversation, they built community. And Jesus then asked them, what is it that you've brought to this conversation? And some of them had food, Some of them had green shirts, some of them had green socks, some of them had hairpins, some of them didn't have absolutely anything but the clothes on their backs, but they brought themselves. And they shared that and made a difference in the world by building a community together. And so the real miracle that Jesus gave on that mountaintop that afternoon was not having loaves and fishes appear out of nowhere, but rather he shared himself with the rest of the community, even to the point of what's behind our yellow box.
The yellow box?
Woo!
Oh, I get it.
Everybody wins when communion's involved, right? When Jesus is there showing up for the world and sharing of Jesus himself with all the rest of the community, then the community has changed drastically from what it was. And all of us are asked to participate with Jesus in that life. So even to the point of sharing himself to the night in which he was betrayed, Jesus took bread and broke it and gave thanks and gave it to his disciples, saying, "Take and eat. This is my body given for you. Do this as often as you eat of it in remembrance of me." And again after supper he took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to all to drink, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, shed for you and for all people. Do this for the remembrance of me." This bread and this wine changed the world forever because Jesus showed up, because Jesus participated in the community in which he served, as do all of we. And that's how we come together in communion every Sunday. So these are the gifts of God for the people of God for a better world. Please come. I invite the servers to come forward and help us prepare this meal. And as they do so, we don't want anyone bumping into this. So we will take this out. And we will say together, Rob, if you can change the slide, speak together who we are as a community in Christ. We are an inclusive, open, and affirming family of faith, welcoming all to God's table of love and acceptance. We are diverse, yet united by Christ's example. We care for one another, support one another, and challenge one another to become all that God creates us to be. And to promote peace and justice in our conflicted world. Please come.